This is what I believe. I believe that the drive to flourish is as deep and as innate as the hunger for food. On top of that, we're right in the middle of this huge personal development movement. On the other hand, in the words of a friend, Bernadette McLean, we're also experiencing an extended endurance trauma. All kinds of upheavals, economic, emotional, and no stability because the rules keep changing. And in the midst of all that, I come to two questions. I say the drive to full flourishing is innate and deep. But what is this full flourishing? And secondly, is there some way, some reliable route for getting there? I'll come back to those questions. They're the biggest thing. But right now, I'm going to start with a little bit about my father, myself, and that brings it to all of us. So, my father, he's 15. Two men he's always admired are sentenced to be hung immediately. My father's favorite reading, Western novels. So he decides, like his heroes, that he'll go to the rescue. He finds his father's gun, rushes to the town square, and plants himself right in front of the gallows. Then looks around. It's not like in his favorite novels. Soldiers with machine guns stand on every rooftop. The condemned men are brought out. A noose is put around the neck of each man. They're mounted on stools. My father is standing frozen. The stools are kicked out from under the men. But that's not the end of the story. As the men are at the point of death, the stools are shoved back under their feet. The men gasp for air. The stools are kicked away again. This is done over and over and over. And my caring father can do nothing except watch and cry. Quite a lesson in powerlessness. A lesson, I believe, that he never unlearned. I don't hear of this story until I'm in my 40s. And it's a story. I don't hear my father ever wonder about the impact that experience had on him. As for me, nothing like that ever happens to me. Still, like my father, I want to save, to rescue. And somehow I take in that sense of powerlessness. But I don't know that in my 20s. I just know that though I have everything, I feel such a sense of something missing deep inside me. But I don't have problems. Other people have problems. Well, there is this one little thing. I easily get mad at small stuff, and that really bugs me. The university where I'm getting my MA offers students 18 free counseling sessions. I decide I'm going to go for 2 or 3, get rid of the anger. One of the first things I learn, anger can be beneficial, not just destructive. At the end of 18 sessions, I have a dream. I'm coming out of this changing room at the edge of this huge high school gym, and I see my chubby therapist effortlessly running around the track. And it hits me. She knows stuff I don't. I want and need more of what she has. That begins a decades-long exploration of just about everything to do with personal growth, just about every area, from psychoanalysis to breath work, neurobiological approaches, coaching. Along the way, I get a PhD, with the major area being psychology. I go from Elsa to Dr. Elsa Sheeter. Much more important is a thesis topic. It's on the impact of fear. Very appropriate, especially at the moment. And one day, I come to that question, that first question. Where is all this heading? Just what is this fully flourishing person? I realize I don't know of a single model that I think is adequate. There's always something missing. For example, there's a lot on feelings and beliefs, not a lot on thinking. For example, there's a lot on the outer world is different as we change. There's not a lot on perceiving accurately. For example, there's a lot on recognizing the innate goodness within all people. There's almost nothing on recognizing badness that also exists. A favorite quote, all it takes for evil to flourish is for good people to do nothing. So what does it do when good people are not taught to recognize evil, badness? A final example. There's a lot on inner authenticity, generally almost nothing on a strong, healthy connection to the civic or political world. Plato, 2,500 years ago, with another favorite quote of mine. Whoever does not take part in the civic world is a fool and will be ruled by fools. A question, what does it do when models of development are missing vital parts? My guess? Just imagine trying to navigate with a map that's missing vital parts. The biggest danger, if you don't see it, you're not so likely to head there. So, I'm back to a model of a fully flourishing person is, I think, really important. And I take on the challenge of creating one. It's a simple model, very, very simple, really. I start with the DNA, where we've learned there's quite a lot of flexibility in our lifetimes, to what's going on inside us. Yes, our feelings and beliefs, also our thinking, all the stuff going on in our mind. That includes perceiving from the inside what is going on outside. From there, there's our physical bodies. And with our physical bodies, we have relationships, we have work, we have school, we have pleasures and hobbies. And then I don't stop there. I go and I look at our connection to the civic, educational, media, political world. And I even take one step further, and that is our connection to the cosmic, spiritual, religious. Okay, so I've got a model. But how do I get there? You don't just climb Mount Everest. You've got to find a way of getting up there. And for that, I turned to myself. And I didn't find any one, do therapy, do body work, do breath work. Instead, I found a 3-part process. This is what I used. And it's quite simple again. ACE, A-C-E, awareness, caring, engagement. For example, I was aware that I got angry much easier than I liked. I cared about it quite a lot. But I didn't engage. I didn't know what to do. So I was stuck. I went nowhere. So awareness and caring on their own were not enough. But when I engaged, that's when things started happening, and I came to new awarenesses about myself, about the meaning of anger, about the whole world of personal development. For a friend of mine, it was quite different. Yes, she was aware of a problem. She was frustrated. She was isolated. In her case, what bothered her was a social issue. But she didn't feel she could do anything. She had no idea what, so she just felt stuck. And then, by checking outwards, and in fact, by my nudging her, I got her to engage with some stuff, and it changed the world for her. In her case, she became politically active. She also made a brand new circle of friends. So, ACE, I found it both flexible and very empowering. It's a process that can be used if you have a minor issue, if you have a single major one, or if you're dealing with the ongoing impact of deep-rooted trauma. And it's very effective right now. And in fact, if you would like 3 quick, easy, effective strategies, with one especially relevant right now for de-stressing, click on the link below. Now, another question. Do we get to full flourishing? Edmund Hillary, the first person to summit Mount Everest, was asked, just before his 3rd ascent, "Why do you keep trying? That mountain isn't getting any smaller." "No," he replied, "but I am getting larger." Well, likewise, the more we engage and explore, the more we expand, grow, develop. On the other hand, it isn't like with Edmund Hillary. There isn't just one mountain. There isn't just one Mount Everest. I would never have believed all the mountains I've summited. It's ongoing. It's life. My father dies in 2003. There's a park bench on my land, overlooking sunset. For 2 years after his death, whenever I go sit there, I feel him close beside me, always shaking his head as if in rueful regret. As for myself, I am so grateful to my long ago self, who with her little bit of awareness took the first small steps. It has been an amazing journey.